Alrighty, Doc here from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Let's see if we got sound going. We're gonna check here in a few seconds. See the chat line already. That's cool. And let's see if we hear ourselves. Can we hear us now? Yes, there we are. Okay, I can hear me. Excelente, excelente. What else can we say? There's Benny. Hey, Benny. I was looking at the spread last night. It was doing really well. I think it's down a little bit today, but it was a winner chicken dinner. There's the second side of it. Hey, I'm a monkey, and I am just monkeying around. Oh, let's see, there it is right there. Yeah, it was up nice last night, but it went into the buy, you can see right there, and then it kind of gave you most of the instant gratification the next day. And it's still kind of driving and pushing and trying to get going. But, when you really look at the dollar anymore, you just got to, I'm like, I just shake my head. Let's see, Benny says, unfortunately, been away as just been coping. Blew my account. What do you mean you blew your account? Why are you blowing your account up? Trade small. And then it gets bigger and bigger, and you still trade small, but relative to your account. Trying to hit that sixer in cricket. Trying to aircraft it just underneath the bar in soccer or football, however you want to say it. You're just trying to hit the home run in American baseball. Swinging for the fences. Was it the home run hitters have more strikeouts than any other type of player, offensive player in American baseball. So, sorry to hear that. Anyhow, I'm taking a sip of tea after that. I'm sad for you. Me sad. Sorry. Greed. Greed is good, though. I think greed is good, unfortunately. But I guess, bigger lot sizes. Yeah, I hear you. You got to take it slow and steady, get organized again, and get back into the game. That's usually the way it works. Try to be more logical, the whole bit, But there it is right there. We went into the buy right there, and it gave us the win to take care of the last win, which was wrong. And then the next win two compared to win one was a win. So that's how it goes. Not accepting losing and keeping trades. Just take profits. I always tell people here, take profits. The more profits you take, the better. You don't go bankrupt by taking profits. You don't lose your trading account by taking profits. You know what I mean? No, you gotta. Robin says it best. Money management. Every so often I want to get nuts and go crazy too, but I try not to. It's the key is not to. We were talking about. Not you, everybody here. I myself, we practice and practice and practice. We train and we train and we train. We backtest and we backtest and we backtest. And if you break one of those, you find yourself, in other words, you do all that work and then you're trading and then you don't do what you're supposed to do, you find yourself in a situation where you're second guessing yourself. Don't put yourself in a situation of second guessing yourself. That's not a good way of trading. So, I hear you. I understand it. I've been there. And I want to say, don't do it. Don't do anything that forces you to second guess all the work that you have done previously or the decision-making process that you prepared for previously or the back testing and putting together an organized system and then doing the opposite, trading against it. Don't do any of that. That's not good. Doesn't help. Does not help. All right. Anyway, there is the dollar. You can see the dollar index up on J4X. Again, it's lifting up comfortably. Let's take a look at it right there. Yeah, right there. And let's put that in there like so. Where is it at? Right there. Right there. There. And you can see right there, dollar is cruising along. We're in the buy. You can see the weekly, the fast jumped up early, but they joined in together, and it's moving up. We've been in the daily buy since back in here, the 101, or, since it pretty much challenged the 100.50 right there. So, and the U.S. bonds are kind of gaining. I want to say they're picking up a little. They're getting more expensive. No, vice versa. They're getting cheaper because the interest rates are rising. So we're seeing that action. Can we please check the U.S.? Oh, sure. We can look at anything, brother. Yen. I'd like your to take about this too. Yeah, the yen goes walkabout much more than the other currencies. Let's throw it up on J4X, and then what we're going to do is we're going to throw it up on Chicago Quant. It has a natural tendency to do its own thing. We have a new Fed or a Bank of Japan chairman. There's a lot of question marks. They want to get growing again in Japan, and so there is a lot of change trying to develop. Now you can see here we're taking out the 38s now. I thought we would get trapped at the 36s. I thought it was going to join in with the Swiss. And the Swiss is turning up too. It's going through the manifold, which is surprising me. I really thought that, everything was cool, comfortable. I thought they all calmed down. But we're starting to see, you're seeing that there. You can see this upwardly angle. That's the yen against the dollar. We've been in the daily buy since here in the high 35s. And now we're in the low 38s. It's like, what? And we've been in the weekly buy since you can see the fast went into a weekly buy back in here in the 132s. The weekly slow went into the buy here in the, the 134s. I mean, we're seeing strength on the dollar side of this trade, and I am surprised. I keep on thinking the dollar wants to go down, but we seem to be I was talking with somebody last night, on LinkedIn, and they were asking me questions about the dollar and so forth, and it was like, the dollar is the only game in town. That's the problem. It's the only game in town. The second best game in town is the euro unit. The euro against the dollar. That's a good alternative. And then Mexican peso is like the king of the BRICS at this point. That's another alternative. The British pound. But overall, the dollar seems to be the product. I mean, for all the noise and the ballyhoo, as they would say. China and Russia are basically limping along as currencies, so they can't really handle much. China can't handle anything. It's like they're anyway. End result is that we're stuck. And matter of fact, I said that to this person too last night. It's like, being the world reserve currency hurts America. It doesn't help America. We'd be a healthier economic entity, even more powerful, if we weren't the world reserve currency. The problem is that people run to us because they have no other choice. Let's see. Benny says, "Thank you, Doc. I guess you are right about just taking profits." Let's see. Can we look at the yen? Yeah. Okay. There we go. Yeah. So there's the yen, and the challenge out of it all in the end result is that the Uh, the dollar, let me just tell you the story about, World War One. Americans were like really nervous. They thought, oh my God, World War One's coming. They're not going to want to invest in America. They're going to, we're going to have a slow economy. And then they found out that we were the new Switzerland. Okay? The Americans found this out. We didn't figure it out ourselves. It took the world to come at us. They came at us. At that point, the world reserve currency was the British pound. So World War One ends. It's in the teens. And they're still using the British pound as the world reserve currency. But then people started in 1919, started using the dollar too. Now we were flying along, extremely healthy, a very successful country. We didn't need to be the world reserve currency. We had no interest in it. Matter of fact, that's probably half the reason they created the Federal Reserve. Is they knew that they would start to be able to play that game. And that was a bad game because all it does is give politicians money to spend. That's that's probably why they created the Federal Reserve. They knew that once they created that Federal Reserve, they could put the right people in there to generate more spending. That's all it comes down to. And the idea is really to take this money away from the politicians and let the people decide how to spend their own money. It's going to be a lot smarter than the government, that's for sure. So, we fast forward, here's the yen. The yen keeps on going up. I keep on scratching my head and going, wait a minute, I thought that the dollar should be backing off because it's overpriced. The problem is there is no other currency. It doesn't matter how much, the news media in America wants to tell us that China is the next place to be. Money just won't run there because a bunch of crazy media leftists want to tell you that story. So in other words, China has a nice size amount of money pouring into it through America. It's like a colony. But in the end result is it doesn't have a currency. If they'd had a currency, they would lose control. That they know that. The communists know that. That's what it's all about. Controlling. So we look over at the yen and we go, what's the malfunction there? Well, there's no other currency to run towards at this point. When concerned, people run towards the dollar. Now, in the combination of inflation and interest rates and everything else, it's the place to go to. So, I myself am more. I call myself Eurocentric. I look at the currencies from outside America, not with the American opinion. In other words, I'm not one of those beating the drum saying, God, we got to be a world reserve currency or we're going to have problems. It's the other way around. God, we don't need to be the world reserve currency. And because of it, we have problems. That's pretty much what it comes down to. All right, that's my slide in a way type of point of view about why the dollar just keeps on going up is because there's nobody else to buy. That's the problem. I know it sounds stupid. It sounds odd, but it seems to be the fact. I'm not happy about it. Trust me, this is not something I want. I'm looking for like a $97 or a $96, not a 10. What's it at now? 103 or something like that. Where's it up on J4X? Let's just put it up on Chicago Quant for the moment. Not that. That's the stock indice. There it is, right there. No, that's the. What is it? Where is that at? Right there. There we go. Trading in the 103s. It's like, are you kidding me? Can't this? It's like, I don't know. Anyway, that's the end result. All right, let's go to the euro, the second best and the second largest economy in the world. And that is the European Union. So let's take a look at that. The media will tell you, no, it's China. No, it's not. There's the euro. And you can see the euro is moving down broke the 108. I'm a little surprised. I was thinking maybe they would correct it down to, say, 107.5, 108. But I was thinking it was going to happen from a higher position, not from down here. I was not expecting it from down here at all. There we are. And let's put the euro up on Chicanocor. Right there. And look at that thing. It's like a waterfall. It's heading down, 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 down. In the daily sell there. We've been in the weekly sell since the 110-ish area on the fast algorithm, I think. Is it right? Yeah, right there. Yeah, no, 109.75, say. And then the slow joined in right there with it together as a team. And it's been Smackadoodle City with another push down. And I guess, I was thinking that we had the potential when it did finally top out to go play this base. First, I thought it would challenge the the 107 area, the top end of the range. Let's tighten it up a little bit more for you. I was thinking this would be the top area right here, that 107. It would challenge. But I thought it would get higher. I really did. I thought we would get up into a higher area like the 12s or 13s first. And we were in that weekly buy, and it looked like it was guns blazing, and it was, it was moving up all the way with the weekly buy. And then, kapooey. Kapooey. All right. So from the euro, let's move over to one of the other bigger economies of the world, and that is the British pound. And believe me, traders, I would love to have the Chinese yuan up here, but it's a fixed unit that is every day they decide what price it should be. There should be really somebody should create a yuan index that delivers in cash, in a couple of different currencies, and you'd be able to probably see what the world thinks of China currency. Let the markets show it. Right now, the Chinese, it runs the People's Bank of China runs the price tag of it, what it is. Can't even exercise things. It's horrible. It's not even a currency. It's a unit. At least the European unit or the European euro is competing with every currency. All right, from there, we go over to, where do we go over to? The British pound right there. And the British pound jumped into a buy yesterday. I'm like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. And now you can see the weekly is like right on the edge at 0.00040 zeros and a 6. So, my good, there we go, goes minus 0.40 and a 7. So now it's flipped into the sell there, right on the edge, and it's going back into the sell again. A lot of weakness there. You can't be playing there's no long sell. Went into the daily sell right there. Let's move it over one. And then it went into the daily buy yesterday. Boy, they have the currency traders confused, that's for sure. Right there, and now we are just cruising again into the sell again, right there. We'll make it all the way to the top, and then we can turn it off afterwards, like that. Yeah, so it's trying to get into that sell with no problem, and it doesn't seem to want to let go. In other words, the dollar does not want to let go. They don't want to sell the dollar, and so that's where we are. Alrighty, traders. From there, we dance our way over to the Swiss, which again I thought had clean. Everything was kind of fine there. But here we go. They're lifting her up. Now it's not that bad. We expected to see it into the 88s. And we, the math caught this whole, or good bulk of the action, I guess you could say. Goes into the buy here on a weekly basis. It goes up. Goes into a weekly sell here. And the fast stays in that weekly sell all the way up until 2 weeks ago. This is 3 weeks back now. Is it 3 weeks? Yeah, 3 weeks back. And then the fast went into a weekly buy at this bottom here. And then we went into a daily buy a couple days later. And it's been in that daily buy for the ride so far. It just doesn't let go. And now the slow is joined in with the fast a week later. And this is the second full week now in a weekly buy, and it's moving up. And I don't expect to see it do too much damage, but how can, I can only follow the math. In the end result, we just follow the math. I can have all kinds of opinions like, oh, I think that it's going to do this, or it looks like it's going to top out there. But in the end result is I trust the math more than me trying to read Fibonacci, or me trying to read R.N. Elliott, or me trying to read the general trend, through just, looking at the daily charts. So, that's pretty much where we are at the moment, is that the Swiss is moving up, and it's playing with the top end of the manifold, and it's not really looking back. And that's the issues that they are right now, It's unique in its own right. So, okay. So, from there, we go over to, as we did, we went and sold again. We're going to look at that again. It's even higher than before. And obviously today is Thursday. We're towards the end of the week. It's going to have to take some real selling to get this thing to go down at this point. And that is where we stand. So now, let me just put the Swiss up on J4X too, right there. Yeah, see, it's been catching all that strength. You can see the yellow is at 79. And the green is at, what is that? The green is at like the. Let me get my cheating glasses on. They're like magnifying glasses. 82. So it's trapped. That's interesting. Is that the green line is still above the yellow dashed? They're showing all that strength. Swiss yen. Let's check that out. Sounds like a plan to me. I'm going to put it up on J4X first, and then we'll put it up on Chicago Quant. There it is right there. You see that the last couple of days, same situation. You see the strength. It's run from the 151-ish area to where we're at now, the 153-ish area. So they're pushing on that. Let's see if we can put it up over here on Chicago Quant. Quant. There's CAD Swiss. So let's put, what was this? This is Swiss yen. Do we have any other Swissies around here? Let's throw it in there. And we'll just put it in there together. And that is Swiss yen. Instrument. CHF. And there it is. And there it is there. You can see, let's widen this out a little bit. I don't need to show you back history as much. It goes into the daily buy right there for the last 4 days. And you see it did the same thing right there. Matter of fact, let's steal some of these. So there's a buy there. Let's steal this sell. The sell went there. Let's steal this buy again. Goes into, what's it do? Go into a buy and then goes back into a sell again. Right there. And then you get breakdown the next day. Let's just move it over and steal another line. Then it goes back into the buy right there. There we are. Now let's look at the weekly. And you know what? I want to fix that grid. The line thing on that is solid grid. I want to go with dots. Like that. That's better. And then you can see here, let's put the 0 line in also. There's a 0 line. Let's see, when did this product go into a weekly buy? It's a while ago, isn't it? Let's fix the 0 line again. Right there. So it went into the weekly buy back in March, here in the 145 area. And what's interesting is that the slow got it through there first, and then the fast joined in the following week. And it's been in a weekly buy ever since. And here we are, almost 10 full handles higher. How's that? Hey, Robin. You want to see the ES? Sure. Right there. There is... No, that's not... They are selling it down a little bit. Nothing major. There it is right there. It's still in a buy. And then here's the short-term intraday of mine that I use when I'm trading it. Right there. You can see it's been breaking down. It's pushed into a sell right at the moment on the very short term of the intraday. The longer term intraday is on its second bar on the minus side. It looks like to me minus 42 on the blue, minus 60 on the green, and minus 30 on the histogram. So it's this closed in a sell there. Nothing major. At the, where is that? What price tag is that? That's at 68.50, and it just traded down to 66 even. That's all. Nothing major. But they are pressing on it. Oh, silver. Yeah, let's see silver. I like this. Questions. I like that. Me likey that. There is silver. Yesterday they pounced on it. And then it came back up. Today they're halfway down. They've made new lows. It's been in the daily sell since the 26 area. The what was it the right there? You can see the fast almost got into the sell with this week closing up in here in the highs at the 26s, but the following week it did it in the mid 25s, and here we are in the mid 23s now. This poor thing. Oh, those poor people. Ooh. Doc, I'd like your advice. Should I trade again or take a break and stick to a demo account till I improve my skills? The latter. I like that. Stay with a demo account and work on your skills. Build discipline. Exactly. And Dukascopi's got great tools there for you to use. Do it that way. And then come back. Okay? We can, and before you come back live, let's talk about it. You can show me what rules you've developed, and maybe I'll learn something from it. If nothing else, we'll both learn something from it, you know? Okay, so there it is. There's the silver. Anything else, Robin? U.S. dollar strength taking its toll on the metal. Yeah, I know. What's gold doing now that we're there? Let's take a look at gold. Gold yesterday didn't even do the bounce. It couldn't even get back up to like the flat line of the day before. It stayed down, and it's down more. And we've been flirting with that, all the way, and it's just a lot of pressure on this product. When in doubt, it's so hard to believe. If they're running to the dollar for safety, why? I just have a hard time understanding why they don't run to gold. I really don't. It's very strange. July hogs, sure. Now they're not open, so I'll put July hogs up there, but they're not open. Let's see, where is it at? Come here, hoggies. I told you we're putting pig pens up today for hogs. We're gonna have hoggies. I'll take pictures of it. Maybe I'll show them on the webinars. Some hogs. Our hogs. Let's see, open workspace. Abracadabra, Alakazam, and here is Doc's Hogs. Right there. July, like in the 4th. Now they put a punch in the face on that thing yesterday. Look at that. That was the July hog. Did they do it to... Let's see what the front month hog looks like. The front month June hog looks like that. You know what? In the end, they put it into a cell, so that's in a cell also. Let's put that line in there. And then, let's see, let's save that. And I didn't see that this morning. Interesting. And then, let's put, where's it at? Let's put what's the other hog we have? We have a third hog in there. August, there it is. There's the August hog. August hog, same thing, punch in the face. That was a smack yesterday. And we've been in the weekly sell on all three of them. You can see there for August. You can see there for June. Was trying to get into the buy there for a while. We'll get rid of that. And then, let's see, let's save that like so. And then, wow, look how long that's been in a weekly sell in the front month. It's been in a weekly sell since January? Geez, since the first of the year it's been in a weekly sell. That's crazy. Oh my God. Sometimes I don't look that close at some of these products. I make sure they're accurate and then I go on to the next one. I'm kind of like policing them all the time. And then here you can see it went in and out. Went into a buy here 4 weeks back, then went back into the sell again in the middle of that last week. That's that classic. When it breaks the manifold, forget it. It doesn't come back. It's like 99 point something. It does that, Now this thing was the same way. This thing went into the weekly sell in middle of January. Might have even done it at the beginning of it and then came back into a buy. Let's just double check that. Yeah, so it went into the sell here, went back into the buy. The fast chose not to do so, and then it went back into the sell. Look at that. It broke that manifold. Forget it. It's going down. It does that all the time. It rarely ever changes gears. So I can't count how many times. Yep. Sorry for what, Benny? Oh, is it a dramas box on J4X? What's this? Drama spot. I think I will. Oh, I see what you're saying. What do you think about the drama spot? I'm not sure what that is. Can I look it up? I'll look it up. Dramas box indicator. Doc auto correct. Let me auto correct. Oh, what's that? Let me check what you're talking about. It's on J4X. Let's see what it looks like. Where are we at? Tell me where it's at. Add an indicator. Is it in the D's, in the Williams? Where is it? Where is it at? I'll go like this. Not there, not there, not there, not there, not there. Sound like I'm on the Big Bang Theory. We're at the comic book store. Got it. Don't have it. Is that it? There it is. I saw it. I got it. Dravis box. Add. Ah, cool. It's like a standard deviation, I guess. That's interesting. I think that's cool. Yeah, it looks like a standard deviation to me. Yeah. Let's make it bigger again. Now, why are we not getting it now? Where'd it go? Let's try to switch it into another product. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, so it looks like a standard. It looks like a standard deviation. It looks like Bollinger Bands. Let's put Bollinger Bands in there too and see how they look to each other. Not there. Not there. Not there. Not there. Not there. Not there. I know we have it in there because I have it on one of the screens. So there's a Bollinger Band hiding here somewhere. All right, let's go. What is it? Is it the Swiss? I think I have it in the Swiss. Let me just take a look and see what the title of it is. Hold on a second here. Yeah, I think it's almost. I'm almost dead sure it's in the Swiss. We have the Bollinger Band on there. Whoa! So they knocked out the Bollinger Band when I put that in. Interesting. So if I go like, where's it at? Where is it at? It was in there. Cloud, drawings. So if I go like this, and then just bring it over like so. And then just go like turn it off like that. Wasn't it Bollinger Band? Where do I have the Bollinger Band? Let's just check this again. I'll keep it turned off for a second. Is it British Pound maybe? Let's see if we can find where I have it. I know I have it on something. No, not there. Not there. Right there. No, it's not there anymore. So it must have knocked it out. It's a Bollinger Band. Okay, so Travis Box, Doc, you can search anything up in the search bar. Search bar. Well, you know what? When I go like this, it should have recent indicators. Where did my Bollinger Band go? Huh. I don't. Maybe they listed as standard deviation. I don't know. Quick search. Bollinger Band? No, that didn't do it. Wrong keyboard. Let's see. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's on mine. That's what it is. I don't have it on J4X. I have it on mine. That's what it is. Okay. That's what it is. But it looks like a standard deviation, so nothing major. I mean, it's worth paying attention to, I guess. I mean, we can go through it more, What about it? What's the question about it? I think I will do this, Doc. Dramas box on J4X. Okay. Dramas box indicator, Doc. Autocorrect. Dramas box. Okay, Dramas box. Okay. Yeah, it looks like a standard deviation, that's all. Work on tools. Come back tomorrow. We'll go through some of the tools tell us, you should have you see how ours is right here? And you see here, we just have a couple tools, okay? Now, here you see the slow stochastic, the fast stochastic, and the Hinky-Ashkeys, all right? Now we can keep this thing on at the same time, like that. There we are. So, I mean, we can see when it breaks through there, and we're in a buy here. Obviously it's confirming strength, and there's no selling at the moment. Notice that even when it breaks down here, well, I guess it is. If it's in a sell and it breaks down below it, there is pressure on it on the downside, just like it was right here. But if you coordinate these two indicators with the Hinky-Ashkey and that, it probably helps you out even more. You know what I mean? So, but it looks like a standard deviation. That's all. All right, how's that? Now, where are we at now? We're looking at hogs. I guess we're done hogs. And where do we go from hogs? Oh, let's go back to the currencies. Whee! Whee! That was my pet swirly. Wait. That was popcorn. Okay, so now we did Swiss, we did yen. Oh, Turkish. Yeah, the elections are going to keep this thing tangled up for a while. You can see the pressure's on it in a good way. It's trying to go down. So, I mean, the people in Turkey are feeling some positiveness out of it all. You can see the weekly is trying to, after being in a weekly buy since mid-March, is flirting to try to get back into that sell there. You can see that, right? Oh, you can't see that. Yeah, so there it is right there. You know, it's been in the buy all the way all this long time. Now we're starting to flirt there. And we've been in a daily sell throughout this whole situation. And basically it's trying to tell us, let's see. George says, hey, George, how you doing? Doc, I've noticed about you this one thing. You never try to pick and buy example. Sell tops and bottoms. That's discipline in my opinion anyway. That's cool. I appreciate it. The math does it. You know? No problem, Benny. Yeah, work on putting your rules together. We'll go look at the rules. We'll take it apart together and see how well it works. I mean, you know, that's you know, remember, we don't trade the trade. We trade to make money. You know, that's the whole key. And I appreciate that, George. I just, you know, I do look at bottoms and tops in the sense of, like, you know, here, I'll give you a good example. Like, you like, I'm trying to think what you follow. You follow a few different things. You know, you ask on the webinar here a few different things. I'm trying to think what they are. I think you asked about metal, don't you? So, in other words, let's go to gold real quick and take a peek at gold. Okay, and we use that as an example of what you're suggesting. That is, when we go and we look at the chart of gold, when you see something like this where it's been basing in an area here, you start to think that might be a support area. Okay? Same token, you know, when you see this, you might think it's a head and shoulders at the same time. So, and then it breaks this. If we don't turn up, then it's obviously failed. And then I start thinking we're going to see this area just because it was there before. Nothing more than that. Or it'll challenge the tops of these, which it has done, and it's going to challenge the bottom of these over here on the left there. And I'll point that out because everybody else in the world is pointing it out. But the thing is that what governs us is the math. The math in the end is going to be ahead of whatever we think we see. Silver. Okay, so let's go to silver. Oh, that poor silver. I can't believe it's broken the 24. I can't believe it. That's a laugh of sadness. That's what that is. That's not a laugh of happiness. I can't believe it. They cannot put a solid base in that product. And you can see here, it's playing with this area here. And then when we move it over, it's, you know, it's doing the same thing. It's playing with that old base back in January and February of this year, you know. And then, you know, and that became a plateau. And that's, you know, and you would expect it to come down and challenge it when it runs up to 26. So this damn thing better turn, you know, and what did it do? It's trying to break that. You know, look at that low right there. What is that? That's 2387. Is that the low? No, that's 2333. 2333. You know, so I start thinking, are they going to go visit that low or that low? Which low are they going to go visit? Or are these lows, which is like the 2350s area, you know? And so I look at that and I see that and I know everybody in the world is looking at it and I'll talk about it too. But the thing is that we're in a buy. I'm not going to be a bear until I get this action here where we get into the sell. And it goes into the sell right here. Or back here actually. It goes into the weekly sell here. And every time it goes into a daily sell, you get some type of breakdown. And it goes into a daily sell. It messes with you a little bit there. But boy, does it give you the win. You know, it drops $2 over a 3-day period. So it's like, you know, whatever you lost there on a half a dollar, you're real happy that you made $2 3 days later. You know, and that's the way the math works. That's what I was showing. Was it Benny? Yeah, I was showing Benny with the, you know, the, what's that? The GBP AUD. Did the same thing. You know, it does those things. The math will make it back. It does it all the time. It makes it back. And I can say all the time. and I can say, Marvel stock. I can say back in the late 80s or 90s. I can say Enron, the turn of the century. It always tells you, Corning, when Corning was trading at $200 a share and fell all the way to 26. It was, whatever long you ever had in it, you made 7 times more on the short side. And every time you lost one, the next one was a super duper win. So it just does that. The math does it over and over again for 40 some odd years. It'll make it back. It always makes it back. It's very rare for it not to make it back. I think the dollar, was it the Euro Swiss? Remember the Euro Swiss panic of 15, was it? Made it back on that. Same thing. Matter of fact, I think we came in a weekly sell to begin with. But I mean, it's just like it always makes it back. Long-term capital management in the 90s. Made it back. I think, I can't remember which brokerage house, but they said to me, a bunch of them said it to me. They said it was like as I was a surgeon and I was doing brain surgery or something like that. Some crazy statement. Oh yeah, I knew I should have been running away from those people right from that. Anyway, yeah, that's where we're at. What else we got going on here? George says, yeah, the shorts seem to come up and the math in your quants show it. Yeah, they do. It usually does. Like silver now, buying the low. I'm surprised it's in a daily sell for as long as it has been. Let's go back to the silver. I mean, I kept on thinking the coast is clear. Finally. They're going to, the world is nervous. You would think the world wants an alternative to the dollar. You would think these things would have more legs, they would be stronger. But no. Things been in a sell, basically a daily sell since the 26 area. Here we are dancing our way down into the middle of 2023 now. It's like, no. If the world hates the dollar so much, why they won't buy these other products? I mean, what are they putting their money into? It seems to me they're putting it into dollars. So it's kind of like that love-hate relationship. They hate it, but they buy it. All right. Benny says, Doc, I was watching yesterday's recording, and you said it's Watergate. Yeah, something days, and what did you mean by that? Well, during the 70s, we had a political problem with the president, and the attorney general went to jail during the Nixon years. And the markets went sideways for a long while. And when the news came out yesterday that they had kind of negotiated to negotiate and start actually, straightening things out with the debt ceiling, the market was hanging around like 150, 180, kept on hanging in that area. And I said, this makes no sense. It should be 400 or 500 points up right now. And then finally, they did yesterday. Here, I'll show it to you. They finally did. They put some legs into it. Let's go there on the short-term chart, and we'll show it to you right here. And then, right here during our webinar, right in this area here, I said, this is weak. Why aren't they putting this thing way up in here? Why isn't it up 400 or 500 points in the Dow? And sure enough, they did. What time was that? That was about an hour and a half. 2 hours into the market, someone finally woke up and thought, okay, let's buy this thing. And it took them like from 11, was it like 11? I think it's 11:40, like right before lunch, all the way up to, what time was it there? For like an hour. They took it up for an hour. They took the Dow Jones Industrial Average up almost 400 and some odd points. And now it's down 100 points. It just... and if it wasn't for the political craziness that's going on right now, the markets would be much firmer. They would be much firmer, and they're not. And you can see our manifold. This is the same thing as that drama. What do you call it? The box thing, Davos box. Our lines are the same as that, except for it's dynamic with my math in it. Whereas it's a standard deviation, but it's with my math incorporated into it. No, wait a minute. That's not it. That's a Bollinger Band there. That's the Bollinger Band. and this is my math right here. So these lines right here, the nonlinear time manifold is a standard deviation of my math, just like that's a standard deviation. So in other words, you notice when it peaks out, notice it peaked earlier than this, and then it breaks down. Notice my math starts to slide down, telling you don't trust this here. Look for the weakness. And same thing on the plus side, and then it has a mirror image to the negative side, the minus side of it, the downside of things. So in other words, you have here, the peak comes here on our math, the peak here on the standard deviation or Bollinger Band comes way out over here. My math is already rolled over. It's already heading down. Darvas box, yeah. And the Darvas box looks like a standard deviation, that's all. Then they've smoothed it. They've smoothed it pretty dramatically, actually. Whereas mine is like willy-nilly. It's loosey-goosey. It's all over the place. That's why I call it a non-linear, meaning loose, non-linear time manifold. So in other words, time in this is not fixed. It's loose. It follows my mathematics. My math uses a different time. I don't use seconds, minutes, hours, day. I use it in days, of course, but my math doesn't look at those things. It looks at a different way of measuring time. So it's in packets and topological structure. So I look at time differently, and my math looks at time differently. I need to learn from you, TBH Doc. Sure, no problem. And you should do live lessons. This is live. This is live. This is not recorded. This is me. This is not Doc AI. Doc AI. Maybe I should do that. Want me to? You know what? I'll talk to my son today. Maybe we should create Doc AI. How's that? It'll work with our new. We're getting ready to come on with a new platform. We are only days away now from a new platform. So, yeah, you can have. You want personal lessons? We can do that. Here, let me just show you how to contact us. Let's see, where am I at? I should bookmark this website. It's my own. It's Robin Mine's website, and I don't have it bookmarked. I don't know why I don't have it bookmarked, but I always have to punch into Google to find it. Luckily, there it is. It's like the third thing in Google. Okay, here we go. All right, there we are. There we are. You can see our email address right there. You can go. This is the website. And you scroll down, and you can contact us through there or somewhere around here, right? Contact us? Where's the contact thing? Is it under subscribe, maybe? You can contact us without subscribing. You can just contact Robin. It's around here somewhere. Somewhere down here. And is that how it works, Robin? You can go down to there, and you just send you an email, right? Sign up for our email list of updates, promotions, and more. There you go. Just sign up for it. And just say you're Benny. And it's not cost you anything. How's that? But we're getting ready to have a really neat new trading platform. Too small? Really? How about now? Is that better? Let me see if I can do this. How about that? Is that better? There we are. More. All right, I'm out of here, guys. This is Doc from North America. We're getting ready to open up our market, so I got to get going. And I got to go. We're going to go build some pig pens. Whee! Got to go build some pig pens. All right. This is Doc from North America. And we will catch you all tomorrow as TGIF. Thank goodness it's Friday. And happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. Later, later, traders. Have a safe and a smart trading day. And how do I shrink this down? There we are. And remember our tools over here in J4X. We got the slow algo. The slow stochastic K. We have the fast stochastic K. We use the hinkies. We're going to explore the Davis box, and that's what it's all about. All right, later. Yo, Robin.